This is Travel in 10, a series of 10-minute travel shows from around the world that you can download to your iPod and take with you as you travel.
And now, your host, David Brody.
This is Travel in 10, and welcome to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Gourmet Festival has been happening for the past 15 years here in Puerto Vallarta. It's a great festival, all kinds of things happening at the restaurants around town, hotels around town, and if you time it just right, you'll also be here for Revolution Day. November 20th, which usually falls within the Gourmet Festival, one of the bigger holidays here on the calendar. So not only do we have a chance to enjoy some great food from around the world and a great culinary festival, but also a unique part of Mexican culture while you're here. Now, in addition to all the festivities happening for Revolution Day, there's a lot happening in Puerto Vallarta for the Gourmet Festival itself. When you think of gourmet food, beach resorts in Mexico might not be the first destination that come to mind, but with all the stylish restaurants they've got here in Puerto Vallarta, they're really helping to change those perceptions.
We have chefs from all over the world coming in. Each chef goes to a different restaurant and they create a menu. Or they do a menu from the host chef and the chef who's coming into the festival. And the idea is to kind of combine the flavors and then combine different plates as a team. And so that's what we do here in Vallarta.
Can you tell me a little bit about the menu that you've got on here at the Marriott this week?
Sure. Well, I was lucky enough. A friend of mine, Randy Blaceres, he's a chef who I invited this year. He comes from Aspen. And then I met him there in this past July. His menu and my menu is it's like a French with a Hawaiian twist. So you have a little bit of vanilla beans, you have a tuna, you got a foie gras. It's just all kind of different flavors in there. It's unbelievable. You're gonna like it.
And if people are coming to Puerto Vallarta, is there any one regional cuisine that Puerto Vallarta is really known for?
You know what? Vallarta is known only for the seafood we have available because we're right next to the ocean. So we got mahi-mahi, we got red snapper, we got great fishes. But most of the people we have pescado zarandeado, which is one of the famous here, one of the famous dishes in Vallarta. But overall, it's all seafood. So that's what we do. So.
One of the great things about the food festival is all the cooking courses that you can find, both at hotels and at restaurants throughout town. Both local chefs as well as chefs who they bring in around the world who are giving very hands-on courses on traditional Mexican cuisine, but also on cuisines from around the world. Everything from Asian, Italian, anything that you could possibly want. They've got different types of courses and different specialty chefs and different restaurants who can teach you about different cuisines. Makes a great way to spend a portion of your holiday and a different way of spending a Mexican beach holiday. In addition to that, being a gourmet festival, they also focus in on great wines from around the world, particularly some of the New World wines you would find in places like Chile, or from vineyards that are starting to develop in Mexico. Classrooms where you can actually go in with sommeliers who will review some of the best wines of the region with you. And of course, what would any trip to Mexico be without a tequila sommelier?
We're drinking it really like if it was for us the French cognac or nice wines, right? Because it was something from their land, it was part of the culture, plus they really enjoyed it. So for me to be here and to taste it and to drink it and to start to know more about tequila, right now in the hotel we have about 130 kinds of tequila.
Now, if tequila is something you enjoy, the Marriott Casa Magna might be a particularly interesting place to stay for you in that they actually brew their own tequilas and they have their own house tequila right at the hotel. Which brings us to our next topic is, what are some of the great places to stay on a trip here for the Gourmet Food Festival? One great option we found while visiting is a new hotel called Casa Velas. Casa Velas is an all-inclusive resort, but quite different than most all-inclusives I've ever seen. Very much focused in on the luxury market. It is an adults-only resort, so that's one downside, depending on who you're traveling with, I suppose, but they do have great pools, a great spa, excellent restaurants, and this is one of the places where a lot of the courses, such as some of the wine courses featured during the wine festival, are held. Now, the Marriott that we've talked about a few times throughout the cast is certainly one of the better hotels in the Puerto Vallarta area. One of the great advantages here is that you've got a spectacular location on the beach, really one of the best beach locations in Puerto Vallarta itself. And in addition to the view that you've got from the beach, you've also got some magnificent infinity pools. And also this is really a place where you're going to find some of the best restaurants in town and great accommodations. And the other thing that's great about this hotel is the spa.
Our spa is inspired in the Nahuatl and Huichol culture, which is the main culture in Puerto Vallarta. And we are very, very proud of that because all the colorful and the good energy of this town, they are represent for our state of Jalisco. So all our spa is inspired in this very, very nice culture.
And how are those two cultures incorporated into some of your treatments?
Well, it's very nice because we can use all what they use for their rituals, like the corn, the hibiscus, also the agave, the blue agave. We have exfoliation with the blue agave honey, and that has been very, very helpful for our skin and our wellness.
Probably the favorite hotel option that I found while touring around Puerto Vallarta has got to be the Hacienda San Angel. This is a very unique property, unlike anything else you're going to find anywhere in the city, and if you're looking for a beachfront resort, this is not the place for you. It's up in the old quarter of the city. It's actually located up in the hills above actually one of the most famous landmarks in Puerto Vallarta, a church in the main town square that it's located just above. Spectacular vistas and views of the city here, and what's great here is it's really a unique boutique resort. This is somewhere that was originally a villa owned by Richard Burton that he lived in while he was here filming Night of the Iguana. Since then has been converted into this amazing boutique hotel. They have a chapel where they perform weddings, they've got an amazing restaurant, and they've got some amazing plunge pools throughout the hotel. Each room is uniquely decorated and has its own theme, and a great place to come stay. Even if you're not staying here, a great place to stop by and at least have dinner and check out. Really a unique boutique property, and really one of the best finds of any of the hotels that we saw anywhere during our time here in Puerto Vallarta. The other thing that's worth noting when looking at places to stay is that there's some great small hotels, some inexpensive hotels in the old quarter of Puerto Vallarta that are certainly worth checking out as well. A wide variety of them there for every budget. Now in terms of where to eat, since you are here for the Gourmet Festival, you're going to want to check out some of the amazing restaurants in town. La Leche was one of my favorites. This is a restaurant and bar that every day features a new menu. Basically the chefs go out, tour the local markets, see what's available, find some of the best fresh ingredients, and create a new menu every day. And this is where the final party of the Gourmet Festival were held, where all the chefs came together, certainly somewhere they all seem to enjoy. Vista Grill, another great spot, amazing view of the city. The view is certainly got to be one of the best views of any of the restaurants in Puerto Vallarta. The only disadvantage here, service is a bit slow, but the food was fantastic. Another excellent place is the River Cafe. Here you're going to find some great Mexican cuisine. Their tortilla soup was excellent. They've got, in addition to local chefs, they often bring in chefs from overseas who come in during the Gourmet Festival and create a special menu just for the Gourmet Festival itself. And one restaurant that you absolutely have to check out while you're here is Café des Artistes. This is a restaurant that's celebrating its 20th year in Puerto Vallarta. It's widely recognized not just as one of the best restaurants in Puerto Vallarta, but in fact one of the top 3 restaurants anywhere in Mexico, and I would argue one of the best restaurants anywhere in North America. They've got fantastic chefs. They've got a couple of different types of atmospheres throughout the restaurant. One very modern room. You've got a great outdoor courtyard. You've got one room with garage doors that open up into a brilliant open kitchen, and a fantastic chef that just does an amazing job here. They've also got an extensive wine menu, over 350 different wines on the wine menu, and if you're only going to check out one restaurant when you're here in Puerto Vallarta, this is definitely one that you've got to find the time to seek out. Of course, in addition to gourmet cuisine, you can't forget some of the great street food in a place like Puerto Vallarta. Sometimes people are hesitant when they're traveling Mexico to try some of the street food, but I think you've got to take it on and see what you can find, and definitely found some interesting options when we were here. Everything from a sort of dessert made with corn and pig fat that they served out of carts here on the street, to some great refreshing drinks that you can find on the street as well.
A glass.
And what's it
Yeah.
called? Tuba.
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 Like tubo, but not tubo.
Well, I hope that gives you a few good suggestions on things to check out on a trip here to Puerto Vallarta. Certainly the Gourmet Festival is one of the best times of year to come. It's low season, there's lots happening, lots to see, lots to do. It's a great place with lots of culture, lots of history, and somewhere I'm sure you'll enjoy. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and hope you come check out more podcasts at travelandten.com.
Thanks for watching the Travel in 10 podcast, a series of 10-minute travel shows from around the world that you can download to your iPod and take with you as you travel. You can find more shows at www.travelin10.com or by searching for Travel in 10 on iTunes.
This has been a presentation of Travel in 10.